Welcome back to Pricing for Profit. This is episode 2, and I'm going to show you the exact formula that you need to calculate your cost and to derive your final price for your outfits. So the main components, we have our material costs, we have labor costs, we have overheads, we have profit. Sometimes I add packaging separately. You know, every fashion designer has their unique way of costing their garments, and this is how I do mine. If you want to replicate, you can, but if you have your own way and it works for you, it's also very good. On my cost sheet, I already have sample things that we normally use, everything that we normally use to cost our garment. I already have it. Sometimes you might forget, so I have it here so that I do not forget anything, and anything that I might forget to write, I have space for other things so that you can just input the things that are not in here. Yes, so you can get our cost sheet when you buy our Pricing for Profit course. It's just 50 Ghana cedis, very affordable. The link is in my bio. You can just purchase it. It's 50 Ghana cedis. You get the cost sheet here, and also you are going to have the pricing calculator as well. So this is what we are going to cost. Yes, and I'm actually not going to cost exactly how I do my pricing, but we are just going to get some people are at different levels, and how they price is going to also be different. Now we start with the materials. We have number 1, velvet. I used 4 yards, and maybe a yard is 40 cedis. That will give us 160 cedis. Also, we'll use satin for the lining, and that one I used 3 yards, and let's say 1 yard is 15 cedis. And so total, we are going to have 45 cedis. The interfacing I will use is 35 cedis a yard, and I'm going to use 3 yards, and that is going to give me 105. So how many bones am I using here? 7 yards times 5 is going to give me 35 cedis. It has eyelets at the back, so it will cost me 25 cedis to do an eyelet. I do it in-house, but I charge, yes. And then ribbons, we use ribbons to lace it. That one to, let's say, 5 cedis. Dotted staff for the lining, that one to just a yard will be okay, 5 cedis. Stones, the stones that are all around here, the stones will cost 100 cedis. A zipper, also, if you use a quality one, SBS YKK, maybe 12 cedi, 15 cedis. And then let's continue. We have the beads. The beads around this area. This is C beads. You can budget around 30 cedis. Body nets. Yes, I used body nets for the design. This is Excellence Palace, our signature beading. We use body net for it. So 2 yards of the body net. The last thing we are going to add is our breast cap. 15 cedis. And always I add miscellaneous. And that is just for unforeseen costs, or maybe increase in prices or the rest. So you can add, for this dress, I can add 50 cedis or 70 cedis. Depends on you, your brand, where your brand is. Some can add 200 cedis. It depends on them. So you can add, maybe let's add just 50 cedis for the miscellaneous. But this dress, it will be more. So now we are going to add the total cost, everything together here, to get the direct cost of this outfit. We have, let's say, 615 Ghana cedis. So this is actually the direct cost. This is everything you are going to use to actually make the outfit. We are now going to look at some other direct and indirect costs, and that is where, as a business owner, you have to pay particular attention to. So in producing the outfits, what else goes into this? I love to always add packaging. You can add it to your overhead cost, but I love to separate it. That's me. So you can also add it to your overheads, or you can also charge it separately. So number one, we have packaging. Packaging depends on how you are packaging outfit for your clients. So if you are using normal rubber with maybe a branded bag, you can charge how much it costs to make one, and then you just add something little to it. You can charge 20 cedis, 10 cedis, 50 cedis, Ghana cedis. It depends on you. 40 cedis. Number two, we are going to look at our labor costs. Yes, so what is labor cost? Labor cost is the actual pattern drafting, cutting, sewing of the garment. So if you are working alone, how much do you want to take for sewing the dress yourself? Or if you have tailors or seamstresses, how much are you going to give your seamstresses? We are going to talk in depth on labor costs in our next video. So for the labor costs, you decide what you want to charge, and that is where your salary also comes from. So for this dress, you can decide that maybe I will take 200 cedis for just the sewing. I'll take 300 cedis for just the sewing. Some will take 1,000 cedis for just the sewing. Depends on the branding, the brand, yes, and where they've gotten to, and even their target market. So for this outfit, maybe let's say we'll charge 300 cedis for the labor cost. You can also charge your labor and your bidding cost per hour. So in case your hourly rate is 20 cedis, so as a seamstress or a designer, if your hourly rate is 20 cedis, you will multiply it by the number of hours that you worked on the outfit. Yes, if it's 10 cedis, you just multiply it by the number of hours that you worked on the outfit. You can also, some people take 100 cedis per hour, 200 cedis per hour. It depends on you. Yes, so for the bidding too, you can decide to use the hourly rate, or you can just charge anything you want to take. Yes, but just make sure that it's something valuable, something that you are going to be happy with. We can charge 300 cedis also for the bidding. You can as well do more. Even this is if you are working alone. So imagine you are working with seamstresses or the rest. Our overhead costs. So the overhead cost is mostly what people exempt from their costing and pricing. Yes, we forget about it because it's an indirect cost. It's not directly in the producing of the outfit, but if you don't add it, your business is going to suffer. Why? Because it comprises of your rent, your utility, electricity, water bill. It comprises of machine maintenance, so many things. Buying machine oils, paying your staff. If you have a secretary, if you have an accountant, you pay them from the overhead cost. So if you don't charge, you are going to lose out. And we are also going to look at overhead costs in another video. So for the overhead costs, you just decide per an outfit what you are going to take for your rent, for your TNT, electricity, and all those things. There is a way we calculate it, and we are going to do it in another video. So for this dress, I can charge an overhead cost of maybe 80 cedis, 100 cedis, 200 cedis, 250, 300, depending on your brand. So now we've added our overhead costs. We've added our overhead costs, and now we are also going to tally these together, calculate them together, and get our costs also here. At this segment, we also got 640 cedis. Yeah, so mind you, for the overhead cost, like you take 80 cedis for this dress, you take 100 cedi for another one, like that. Together within a month, you are going to get a sizable amount of money that can pay your rent. You just save it, pay your rent, pay your workers. If you charge small overheads, it means maybe you are not paying any salaries. Yeah, so that is that. So we have 640 here. So if we add the 615 and the 640 together, we are going to get 1,255. We have 1,255 now. So we are going to add our profit. Yes, after you put in your labor cost, what you want to take after sewing the dress, what you want to take after beading the dress. And then mind you, if you are charging your beading cost and you are outsourcing it, that means you are going to give it to somebody to bead for you. You have to ask the one doing the beading for the charge before you can add it. Don't just speculate and write any amount and you go and the beader says, I will not take this amount. So inquire about it before you use in your costing. That is why I always say, don't let anybody rush you into saying the price of the outfit you are making for them. Don't let anybody. Take your time. If it will take you the whole day, do your enquiries. Ask about fabrics, the prices, the changes, and the rest before you do your costs. And then you can know the price and tell the client. Now, for the profit, it depends on you. After taking all these things, you have to put something down for the business. You have to give the business some reward. So for the profit, people work around percentages. As a growing business, you can start with 5% profit, 10% profit of the total cost that we have here. That's the total material cost and the total production cost here. That's 1,255. It can be 5% of it. As you are starting, it can be 10% of it, 20% of it. Some take 100%. See that if you brand yourself well, if you grow your business the right way, you are going to be able to charge a higher percentage of profit. So now let's do maybe 20%. But please don't start right away from 20%. You can start with 10%. Your clients will agree, and then as your brand grows, you grow with your customers. Your customers see that you're always growing. They are going to be okay when you increase your profits. So 20% of 1,255 is going to give us 251 cedis. So you are now going to add your 1,255 plus your profit. That is 251. You are going to add the 251 plus 1,255 together to now get the actual price of the garment. You are now adding the materials, the production costs together. You get your 20% of the total here, and you get this. When you get the 250, you are now going to add it to the 125. That's the actual cost. You are going to add the profit to it, and that is going to give you the total price. And that is, let me write it here. The total now is 1,506. 1,506. And mind you, if you get your figures like this, do not round it up. Don't just say, oh, then let me say 1,500 Ghana cedis. No, let the numbers be. If you send this to your client will know that at least there was a bit of calculation before you arrived to this amount. If you just say 600 Ghana cedis, 800,000, sometimes they think you just guessed. You don't know what you're doing. You just want to take their money. So everything you get, you can get 1,476. Let it be like that. 5,246. Let it be like that. Don't round it up. so that your client sees that there was actual calculation and every penny she or he is paying for is accounted for. To summarize everything up, all the materials that we needed to make the outfit was 615 Ghana cedis. Packaging was 40 cedis. Labor cost, the actual sewing cost was 300 cedis. The beading cost was also 300 cedis. The overhead cost was 80 cedis. Now the total for this was 1,255. That is the cost in making the outfit. Now you add your business profit or the profit up. So the profit depends on the percentage. We used 20% and we got 251. 20% of this costs, total cost that we have here, and that was 251. So you add this 251 to the 1,255 and you are now going to get the new price, that is 1,506. If you have any question, let me know in the comment section. I hope this was helpful. If it was helpful, just give me a like, just subscribe to the channel and click on the notification bell to get all my upcoming videos. So all the next videos, we are going to dive into labor cost, real calculations of the labor cost and real calculations of the overhead cost, all in separate videos. So just wait and then let's have a good time. You're going to learn a lot in this fashion business.